Tahoe's pretty cool. It's like a big lake up on a mountain, and it was pretty warm there. Except it thunder showered for the main day we were there, the actual 4th, which was a bummer. But the real interesting part is that they have like mini golf there, and in fact, the mini golf court place has 3 different mini golfs. Why is the chat just playing music?
What?
Something's playing. Oh wait, it's us going live.
Yeah. Wait, did it just go live? It says we've been encoding this whole time.
It just went live on my side.
Holy shit, Twitch! What are you doing? I have like 10,000 frames encoded. Whatever. Okay.
Anyway, like I was saying, so the mini golf place has like 3 different courses all under the same title. One is 18 holes. Sorry, 2 of them are 18 holes, and one is 28 holes.
Okay.
28-hole mini golf course?
Yeah, and they're all pretty nice. Like they got big like obstacles and huge dinosaurs. The 3 themes was storybook, which there was storybook, there was castle, and there was dinosaur. And like I gotta say, the castle one, there were not really. You can't call that castle. There was maybe 2 castles, and the rest were just like a cave, or one of them was like the log that just kind of swings back and forth in front of, like, over top of the hole, so it might hit the ball.
Stupid ones. Okay.
That's fine, but that's not a castle. Get out of my face.
Right.
The dinosaur one was probably the best. It had actual like dinosaur sculptures. One of the castle holes was just an octopus.
Okay.
The castle octopus.
Yeah, that's a great castle.
Yeah, I don't know. I kept asking my team, like, how is this a castle? And they would try and be creative and be like, maybe this is, the thing right before the castle or something.
Maybe it's like a mental exercise. Figure out how it like links.
One of them was literally, think of like an X on the ground, but it's risen a bit, so there's like little walls. And the center of the X is taken out. So it's kind of just like 4 walls.
Okay.
And where the center of the X would be is the hole.
That sounds like a castle.
That's not a castle.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a castle where the center's been blown up.
It's
like you're shooting a cannonball at the castle.
Okay.
And the cannonball is your golf ball.
Okay, yeah. I'm there with you.
Boom. Imagination.
Okay. Well, there you go. You need a lot of imagination for this. Anyway, the thing we did, because you could buy different combinations of which of the courses you want to do, including do all 3 of the courses. So I did 66 holes of mini golf in a row.
Oh, nice. Jesus, man. That's
I don't need
so
to play
much.
mini golf for a really long time.
Yeah.
That's like when I was in Atlanta like a couple times ago, like we did like 36 holes of nightlight mini golf, and I don't think we ever won a mini golf again.
I know we did Storybook, which was 18. Then we're like, hey, we have to do the big one next, because if we do the short one next, there's no way we're going to do the big one afterwards. But at least we can be like, okay, guys, it's only 18 holes. So we did the first 2. We did 18 and then 28. And at that point, we really needed to like take a break for like 10 minutes, and then we just kind of rushed through that last one. I am set on mini golf for a while, but we saw that option on the price thing, and we were like, "That's dumb. We got to do that."
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so,
and then the regrets that happened later, you just dealt with them as they came.
Yeah, we were exhausted and tired after that, but mini golf's a fun time. So
yeah,
so that was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
But we talk about different kind of games on this podcast.
We could talk about mini golf.
I mean, I could reinstall 3D Ultra Mini Golf.
Dude, top-down perspective is like how you would play mini golf in a video game.
That's
not necessarily.
It would be a view mode in a mini golf video game to make sure you line up that angle. Don't deny this.
That's true.
Probably.
That's true. Mario Golf had that.
Give me this. It's all I have.
Mario Golf.
I love mini golf.
Yeah.
Mini golf is fantastic.
It is.
What's better, mini golf or laser tag?
Laser tag.
Whoa. I really don't know. I
like paintball better than laser tag.
I don't like paintball.
Really?
So,
I love it. the tactile feel of actually shooting.
I like being able to just be full contact and laser tag and be total dicks to each other. Just run around corners, slam into each other, and just fire at each other.
Theoretically, you can be full contact in paintball too.
Yeah, but you don't actually hurt yourself in the process of laser tag. Usually.
That's true.
I came out limping one time because
I think I would go mini golf just because it lasts longer. Laser tag always seems to end so quickly. But paintball is really fun. I haven't done paintball in a long time. Okay, out of those 4, though, where do you rank go-karts?
Ooh.
Oh.
Dude, I really like driving, so go-karts is pretty high. Now, okay, what kind of go-karts we're talking about? We're talking about like super slow ones with like just a circular track, or like fast ones with like bridges and curves and
like. Have you guys been to Kart World?
No. Or wait, do you mean the one like by Chinook? Ish.
I don't know. I actually don't know where it is.
The outdoor one?
It's outdoor and it has laser tag and mini golf as well.
Okay, I've been to that one.
Okay, like that. So it has
that one's
like,
all right.
It has, you're swerving around. It's not just a circle. There's bridges. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That one's all right. Like, I'd rather go to speedsters personally, but I think they're a little paranoid about their carts too, because they go up to let you go up to like 50 or 70 kilometers. I forget which.
That's ridiculous.
I want to say 50. 50 sounds more sensible.
That's ridiculous. So what? Okay. Where do you rank it on the 4?
Like rank all 4?
Sure, rank all 4.
If I'm allowed to drive the go-karts for a long time, I'd probably rank it 2.
For an average time, whatever the average is, okay? For all of these.
Paintball, go-kart, mini golf, laser tag.
Laser tag.
Higher than go-kart, really?
Laser tag, mini golf, go-kart.
Whoa!
Paintball.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm torn on that because like,
I thought you were like really into go-karts.
I am, but the problem with go-karts is you're allowed on them for like 3 minutes and they kick you off.
He's not wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of downtime where you should just be driving.
I think I would go mini golf.
Okay.
Paintball.
Okay. Sure.
Go-karts, laser tag.
I think it depends on your mood for that day too. Like really big, but yeah, okay. I think mini golf and paintball are the 2 top ones.
I think it also depends on like the quality of everything, like the quality of laser tag.
Sure, yeah.
Just going like an average.
Like here in Calgary, Laser Quest, the 2-tier floor with like the giant suits of armor and actually decent guns. Stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's
Laser Quest only have 2? I thought it had 3 tiers.
No, it's two-story.
Okay. No. That's the one I've gone to most. I'm trying to think how. Yeah, I think
the one at Kart World you talked about. I've been in there before. It's just like garbage.
I think I've been in that one too, and it really sucks. And the mini golf course is not great either.
No, I think the mini golf course is gone now. I think it's just the go karts and maybe that laser tag still.
Okay, it's been a long time since I've been to Kart World, but like when you find like a really good mini golf course, like stuff that like at a theme park where they're like going all over the place and there's crazy obstacles, that's awesome.
Yeah,
those are really cool.
That I would rate that at number 1. But
here's the problem with mini golf though: when you get to that 18th hole and it's like, hey, if you get a hole in one, you get a free game. No one ever wants that free game. You just did 18 holes. You're not going to do the same 18 holes again. So that's
why
how
they get like a couple months on it and like an expiry date. Try to lure you
Anytime
back.
Me and my group has ever won that, we just give it to the next person in line so they don't have to pay.
Nice.
Because usually when I'm doing like a fun big mini golf like that, it's a trip. So I'm not coming back for like a couple years or something, right? Like this is a summer vacation or whatever.
Right.
So, but there's no way I'm going to do the same 18 holes again right now. So,
yeah.
But hey, video games are number 1 out of all of everything we just talked about, right?
Yep.
You can do all that stuff in a video game.
It's true. You can.
Is there a laser tag video game?
Probably.
There's a dodgeball video game with robots.
There's a couple dodgeball games.
That's basically like a weird robot laser tag with dodgeballs. There's a lot of lights. A lot of lights. That game is so good.
I guess just like a shooter with laser guns or laser beams.
I mean, there's also that weird laser tag thing that Ubisoft was making years ago.
That's right, but that's more of like a toy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, top-down perspective, Sean Booker, Paul Fleck, John Wheeler.
Hi.
Yo.
For July 9th.
Yeah.
John, you're going to conventions the next few weeks, so this will be the last episode for how long?
Let's see here. Not here next week because that's when I'm flying to Texas.
What's in Texas? What's going on?
Yeah, where are you going? Oh,
okay,
nice.
so tomorrow I'm leaving to spend a week with my girlfriend. So I'll be in Seattle for a week. And then on the 16th, we fly out to SGC, Screw Attack Gaming Convention in Dallas. So we'll be there for that weekend. We come back the 20th here. We're home for like 2-3 days. Then we leave again on the 23rd to go to Hamilton, Ontario for Con Bravo. So
okay.
I'm going to miss the next 2 podcasts unless 2 weeks from now it's on a Wednesday.
I mean, we might be able to do that.
To a Wednesday.
Right,
we'll talk about it off the show.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't know which conventions were happening.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for between those two?
I'm not sure. Probably SGC because I don't have to run a panel there, except I sort of do. I'm helping run my friend's panel, but I have to do very little work for it.
Okay. You have to show up and look pretty?
I have to put together something into a program that I built.
Okay.
Already had pretty much built, so it's not too much work.
Cool.
Are you going to wear a Proton John t-shirt?
I mean, I could.
Risa's saying
you have like
that
5, don't you?
Risa's saying I have a webcam, so you can TDP from here.
We would have to do it on Wednesday as well because we leave that Thursday.
Okay. You know what? This is all stuff we can all discuss after.
We can all
right, so maybe I'm not missing any TDPs at all. I don't know.
And to be
apparently,
if you're doing it in Seattle, you're on my time zone now, so it's not as late for you as normal.
Oh, damn it.
It's just late for Paul.
Yeah.
West Coast, best coast.
And I'll be in a room that actually has proper lighting.
There you go.
You know you can buy a light, right? You can buy a lamp.
I could.
Yeah.
But he would just point it at his wall behind him, and we'd be back at the same spot, same problem.
That would be hilarious.
The backdrop would look fantastic.
He would just be like, now I can illuminate this bookshelf more.
By doing that, he would actually make himself an actual silhouette, which would be kind of great.
Yeah. But let's start with John. What have you been playing? And feel free to talk about last week, because we probably did a bad job of impersonating you.
Okay.
Except for when I did a great job impersonating you.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'll listen to last week's episode now and see what happened. So before there was one thing I didn't list on there, I realized, and Paul was totally right about something we talked about before I left for Los Angeles.
Okay.
I bought and beat Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures for 3DS.
Yeah, okay.
He was right in that if something's handheld, I'll actually play it and beat it. And sure enough.
Told you.
I don't remember any of this, but okay.
Well, I mean, it's because you're always gone, so it makes sense that, like, if you have a thing with you, you'll probably do it at some point.
Yeah, I don't like that game.
Okay, that's fair. What's your problems with it?
I beat it. It's not fun. I don't really like the unfair, like, hey, you blind jump. Oh, you didn't do the blind jump right. I guess you have to learn again.
I don't think it's necessarily, like, quote-unquote blind jump, as opposed to consistent blind jumps. Like, there's a lot.
That's more apt.
Yeah.
Like, the final world was just, what the shit.
Which one was that one?
That's the LJN world.
LJN world? Yeah. Dude, like, honestly, fuck most of that game.
Yeah, I also found myself getting very sick of the AVGN writing very fast.
It was novel the first maybe 5 times. Let's just say dozen, even.
Yeah. Oh, that's generous.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I also like missed a lot of things. Like, there's 4 characters you can play as. I only found 1.
There's Mike, Bullshit Man, Kyle, and
the nerd, obviously.
And the nerd, yeah.
Those are the 4 characters. I only found Couch Guy.
Really?
Yeah, I knew where he was because I had played the demo when they were still.
To be fair, he is the easiest one to find because it's just kind of a leap of faith jump. You never found the other 2?
Yeah,
in the porn stage is Bullshit Man, and Mike is in.
He's probably in the castle.
Yeah, honestly,
because there was an area of the castle I missed, and I was like, I don't want to go there and look again.
Are these spoilers?
No. You know what the problem with Bullshit Man, though, is that you can't actually get him unless you have Mike, because Mike has the ability to break down fake walls.
Fuck, I knew there was something. I was like, there either had to be fake walls or there had to be a double jump, because there was so many things I was like, I can't get there at all.
Bullshit Man has double jump.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of annoying, but I mean, once you get them, the other characters open up that game quite a bit and make it almost too easy to get past parts that were hard before, which might not, like, that's just kind of bad design, I think.
Yeah, I beat pretty much the entire game with the nerd because I didn't find the guitar guy useful.
Honestly, the nerd is the most useful just because of his 8-way directional aiming. Like, his analog aiming makes him usable in every boss fight, basically, whereas the other one's maybe just a handful. Like, Mike is melee. So, imagine that game having to do a melee sword attack.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah. So
why?
Because he breaks walls and he's useless, just like the real... I'm just kidding, I like Mike. But anyway. Don't hate me. No, there are real big problems with that game, but the things I like about it are... I like some of the world designs, like the background stuff. I found some of the stuff hilarious. And the music is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, the music's great.
The music's so good.
That's probably the best part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I beat it. I'm probably not going to beat it again. I don't see myself really ever going back to it. Also, did a lot of mobile gaming now that my phone can actually do mobile gaming.
What phone do you have?
Galaxy S6.
Nice. Nice.
So I picked up Sonic Rush because it was free. It's an endless runner where you play as Sonic. Very riddled with ads.
Welcome to the free.
Welcome to mobile gaming.
Yeah, I know. Now I can see why I skipped it for so long.
Yeah.
That's not. Hey, there's plenty of great mobile games.
I know there are. It was just
I recommend some almost every week.
I know, but it was just the case of like, wow, I didn't realize it was actually this bad. It's like, oh, you died? Here, you can watch this video for like 30 seconds, and then you get an extra life.
Yeah.
That's not even like the worst stuff. Like, I'm okay with that kind of stuff sometimes.
No, I don't know. It's an endless runner. It's my first one I've ever played. It's all right, but it doesn't read my controls, my inputs half the time, so I die just because touch controls.
It's the first one you've ever played?
Yeah, it's the first endless runner I've ever played.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anyone's first anything should have Sonic in the name.
Sonic 1 was the first Sonic game I ever played.
That's the one exception.
Sonic 2 was the first Genesis game I ever played.
I think you might have missed
I mean, that's it. Those are the...
I don't know about Echo.
Echo's pretty great.
Like, there's 2 good Sonic games.
Am I saying Sonic Dash? Sorry, I keep saying Sonic Rush. It's Sonic Dash is the name of the game.
Right.
Okay.
And
apparently the sequel came out, so like when I started playing this, so I tried that out, and that ran like a piece of shit. So,
yeah,
like, as in I pressed play and the game was playing, but I couldn't see the game because the background was stuck over everything.
Wow. Okay.
So I could see this static image of like all these characters standing in front of me, and I could hear my character running into walls or picking up rings, but I couldn't control it or do anything. I just had to just wait and restart the game. It was bad. But what was good and is still good is Final Fantasy Record Keeper.
So I installed this on my phone, played the tutorial, and then turned it off because I was at work. It's basically an old school Final Fantasy game from what I could see, right? Like with a bunch of just highlighting some of the best memories from the past in that series.
That's pretty much what it is. Like you go through memories of like these other games, and you pick up party members from those games, and then you just kind of build a best of party and go through all these challenges.
Right.
I'm actually like really enjoying it. I've been super.
And this is free to play as well?
This is free to play and not riddled with ads.
It isn't.
So what is the where's the hook? How do they get money at some point?
It's a stamina game.
Yeah.
So you run out of stamina, and like you can buy gems, but they also put a method in game to recharge your stamina, like a couple actually. One is every time you get 5 stamina shards, your whole stamina meter is recharged and like extended by 1. Another is you spend what they call mithril in game, and then you get a full stamina recharge. But you can also use mithril to get rare relics and rare equipment pieces. So it's like weighing your options on that. And you get 1 piece of stamina back every 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
But to do like a dungeon, you need like 10.
This is like identical to a game that I'll talk about in a few minutes in terms of the model.
Yeah, but no, it's pretty good. It never hassles me to buy the gems or anything like that, so I've really been enjoying it.
In the chat, someone was recommending Cannibal for a great Endless Runner. That was my first Endless
Yep,
Runner.
me
I
too.
think it may have been the first Endless Runner. I remember it was the very first like
I
mobile
think it
game
is, actually.
where people were like, "This is good."
Yeah, that was Adam
Cannonball's
Saltzman,
great.
right?
Yeah,
Adam Atomic or whatever.
and I think the music was the Meat Boy guy.
Danny B.
I thought it was him. I could be mistaken.
You know what? Even if you are mistaken, it sounds very much like something he would have done. So
But yeah, Cannonball's fantastic.
it really is good. I'm just looking at my mobile games now, and I realized I deleted most of them because most of them are garbage. Threes is great, though.
Threes is great.
Threes is still
Threes is
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Threes is fantastic.
So after all that, I played the game that I'm sure we all played. I don't know if you had it listed on your list this week, Paul, or not. Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah, we all have it listed.
Okay. I finished it 100% on hard.
Wait,
What? Like,
100%?
Yeah.
Like
So
the trophies?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
You know what the thing is? I wasn't going to get all the trophies, and then one of my friends told me you get the true ending by getting all the trophies. I'm like,
YouTube.
fuck!
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube has the true ending. I don't care enough about that game to do that.
I beat it 100%. Arkham Asylum is better.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah,
care what
thank
anyone
you.
says.
No, you are completely right. This game has the same problem City
I've
has.
actually heard a few people saying
Yes.
Asylum is better. Although I think I like the story more in this one than Asylum.
You know what? I will give you that. The story had me hooked at a number of points,
Yep.
although Arkham Knight's identity was way too obvious.
Yes.
Oh,
Way
so
too
obvious.
obvious.
Oh,
Now,
God.
hang on. Just pointing out. I don't know technically who it is yet. Although Paul just finished it and we talked about who it probably is, and the fact that he's saying it's obvious pretty much guarantees I know what it is.
I'm sorry.
It was obvious even going into the game. I'm like,
don't
all right,
don't. Okay, for people
I'm
listening,
not going
don't
to say
who
what
it
it
is.
is.
What
I'm not
part
gonna
are
say
you
anything.
at, Sean?
Story wise, what did I just do?
Have you talked to
the
Poison
tree
Ivy at
stuff
some
with
point?
Ivy.
Okay, you are getting scarily close to a point where your suspicions will just be immediately like, "Oh yeah, there's no way I was wrong."
The game will
I've
start.
already did that hours ago, but like
Oh, okay.
they still haven't said the name, so I'm like,
No,
but I'm
okay. You're getting to the part where they literally say the name, and there's a whole area dedicated to that.
okay.
Yeah, so it confirms pretty early that you're right.
But yeah, me and Paul talked about it a bunch last week. But John, what are your thoughts?
Dude, it has the same problem City had, in my opinion.
Yes.
They put too much in.
Yeah. Preach it,
A
brother.
lot of that too.
There's like I've had tons of fights where like my combos were dropped because of just random boxes in the background, weird stuff like that. I've lost fights because of stuff like that. I've had the game glitch on me a bunch too. I had a lot of.
had any issues.
Okay,
what
I've
system
had
are you
a
playing
lot of
on?
issues.
You're playing it on PC, I assume, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm on
Yeah.
Xbox
I'm so sorry. I'm playing on PS4.
Oh, so we've seen all the versions.
Okay.
I for some reason like there was a point where Batman wouldn't stop moonwalking. I couldn't
great.
stop him from moonwalking. He would
great.
just be facing the camera and walking backwards.
So what
if
I'm
I was
hearing
to
is the
run.
Xbox One version is the one to go with.
And this happened like super late game, and then there was like weird load times on one of the specific Watchtower missions. Like I would like use the zip line, and he would go like here, then it would actually freeze. Loading symbol would be in the corner, then he would continue up on the zip line, and that kept happening over and over
Sounds
again.
real. This sounds awful.
Yeah.
But it only happened in like one portion of the game. It was really strange.
My one
it just
issue
started
with loading
falling apart
stuff
by the end.
is anytime I die, it takes forever to respawn, like forever.
Oh my
Oh.
god, yes.
Because they need not only do they have to load in the cutscene for someone to make fun of you, then they load in the game, which is it just stings that much more. It's
this
like
it just hurt even more playing on hard because it was like, oh, I died in 2 shots. Okay, all right, fuck, I died again. Fuck, I died again.
I
And
just
some of those-
did a fight where I was dying a lot because I forgot how to combat the electric dudes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what the funny thing is? I fought like 3 of those guys before the game even was supposed to tell me how to fight.
Yeah.
And the only reason
okay.
I remembered was because I played Asylum and City. That's one thing I found with this game is that it acts like you've already played those games. It feels like you need to. Because it's like, oh, you've got all these moves. You already know how to use them, right?
Yeah.
I guess I could see that. Yeah, although like they give you quite a bit of hints just with the entirety of the game. Like Batman will talk to himself about what he needs to do next a lot, or little text will pop up saying like use the spray, and it's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Otto brings up a good point. He says that loading every death is true of the whole series, though. Yeah, but in the first one, you could actually just say you could actually quit. You can't quit in Night. You're just stuck there auto reloading. So if you just want to like quit in frustration, you're just like, all right, let me get to the menu and quit.
You can unplug your system.
I mean, you could also just turn off the system, yeah. But it's just
Also, another person in the chat is saying Cannibal's soundtrack is Danny B. So yeah, we were right.
Cool.
He also did he forgets to mention Necrodancer, which is like you can't forget the Necrodancer soundtrack. So.
That guy is like the indie music god, really.
Yeah. You want chiptune music? You should check him out.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, my highlights with Arkham Knight are just the Joker integration is always delightful.
It's pretty
Anytime he pops up just in the background.
I feel like there might be too much Joker by the end.
I love it every time. Like I'll just open a door and he's just there.
Are we talking about that? I guess.
No. Okay, we're getting too close to spoiler territory. No.
Okay.
I'm not talking about what you're thinking, John, specifically.
Oh, I was more like that.
That part was cool.
Oh no, I'm not gonna watch that part at all. No, but that was really cool. No,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. So you guys gotta shut up.
Joker in general.
Yeah.
We've mentioned the Joker's in it, not how or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, all the Joker integration in the game is phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. I found myself anytime I actually laughed, it was probably something that Joker said or did.
I tweeted this one quote. Let me see if I can find it. I laughed pretty hard at this one thug saying just the dumbest thing.
Oh, I know. Look it up. If I don't find anyone soon, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, that was really good.
There's a couple of pretty good lines.
Yeah, and I was just like flying around, and I don't know where that guy was or anything, but all of a sudden that just pops up on my screen. That was pretty good. How do you like the Batmobile stuff?
Oh my god! So.
Because Paul and I are actually okay with it.
Yeah,
every time they asked you to do a drive in a tunnel that you could drive on the ceiling and the walls on, hated it.
Yeah, okay.
The Riddler races sucked so bad.
That's why I didn't do them. I don't care enough about this game to put myself through that.
But you have to do some of that for plot too. Like not the Riddler ones, but there's some other tunnel driving.
There was twice.
Parts. Yeah,
but
they sucked.
They are the worst. They are the worst. Yes.
But I think at least 3 of the Riddler ones involve some sort of driving on the wall mechanic or something like that.
Races are the ultimate riddle, right?
Yeah, really, that's the whole thing. It's dumb. But no, otherwise, I really enjoyed the Batmobile. It was fun driving through the town.
Yes.
Sean, you were right. Moving the switch to R1 was a really good decision.
Toggle mode?
Yeah, toggle mode was really good.
Saves you.
Originally, I had it on the button, or hold down L1. I was like, oh, this is not bad. I don't see why Sean was complaining. And then when I started doing the Riddler mission, I kept trying to brake during the battle mode. I'm like, okay, no, I have to do
fair,
this now.
That's a good way to brake really fast if you need to.
Yeah.
But no, you don't want to do that.
So no, switching to toggle mode was probably the best advice you could have given me on that.
Yeah.
I
love team takedowns. Those are always real cool.
Those are good.
The team fights were a really cool addition. I really like that.
Yep.
I don't recommend 100%ing the game.
I mean, anyone could have told you that. You know what? I'm just going to go out on here.
So much
I don't
content.
recommend 100%ing any game.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't agree with that, but...
Really?
I don't necessarily agree with it, but this is definitely one of the contenders that even before it came out, I was just like, there's no way I'm 100%ing this because I know what they're going to do. And sure enough, they did it. All the shit you have to do. So much.
And John, you didn't play Origins at all?
No, I skipped Origins. I played 10 minutes of it, maybe.
Okay.
So that might have been why I was willing and had the energy to actually go for 100% on it.
That's fair.
Yeah, maybe. Surprisingly, I played through all of Origins. I reviewed it, and I'm still having a great time with Batman.
I will say one thing. I loaded up New Story Plus to see if they added anything different. A, the intro was slightly different, which caught me off guard.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll tell you that off camera because I don't want to spoil it for anyone here.
Sure.
And B, they ask you to do all the side missions again, except for the Riddler trophies.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Which is very nice of them. Like they still have to do the Riddler races and like that whole storyline.
Okay.
But you don't have to find the damn trophies, which saves you a shit ton of work if you want to do New Story Plus. And apparently, I'm trying to find out if there's anything even different otherwise. So the only thing that I've seen that people say is different is that you get an extra trophy at the end that relates to the final fight. But I can't find any information on it. So, I don't know.
Okay. Well, overall, you must have liked it enough to 100% it.
I liked it. I regret 100%ing it because the Riddler trophies took forever, even though I knew where they all were.
Yep.
I'm kind of wondering, were there more trophies this time around?
Yeah, there's over 200 this time.
How many were in City? I felt like there were 400 in City for some reason. But I'm gonna assume that's
I don't know the exact count. I just remember people like flipping out over this 200 number, and I feel like
I thought it was 200 last time
in City. I guess because I don't feel like looking this up. Someone else
I'll look it up during someone else's bit.
So that's all you played?
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
I still recommend Batman as a game, but God, maybe not 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that because I as well played Arkham Knight. We talked about it. It's fine. Play Asylum if you haven't played any of them yet.
Yeah, Asylum is the best one because it's like building up the character.
It's well paced.
Well, yeah, and City and Night, they're already like, well, you're pre-established, so.
Yep. I've been playing Rocket League. That game is fucking great. That game is so good. So, yo, you like soccer? You like cars with like jets on them? You're gonna like Rocket League. That's what it is. You're playing think like RC cars with a soccer ball, basically, and you can like rocket boost and do little fly mechanics and flip around and stuff. It's great. It's really, really.
I'm hearing 440 trophies in City.
So apparently I was not wrong because 400 is Batman and 40 for Catwoman.
That's crazy. Then I'm wondering why people are flipping out about all these Riddler trophies.
Probably because they forgot.
They must have. Anyway, so sorry, cars playing soccer.
Yeah, Rocket League, man. It's great. And it's even better because I got a friend to get it as well, so we've been playing together, and that's great. Okay. It's such a good time.
How big are these teams?
You can do 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4.
Okay.
In both like a casual or ranked mode. But I haven't tried ranked yet. It's just really
Is it 100% soccer or are they like different rules cuz there's cars in there?
Yeah, there's no offsides or any of that sort of stuff, or like like weird kicks or shootouts or anything. It's just like,
can you spin mad donuts?
Yeah, you can. Okay. I don't know why you're gonna lose if one of your dudes that's trying, like, instead of playing defense or maybe trying to score, is just doing donuts. But I mean, you could do that.
Okay, how about this? Can you do donuts like if you're the goalie, and maybe that's helpful?
There's not really set positions. Like, you just kind of like are, okay, I'm going to stay back. So you're not really a goalie. You're just kind of sitting back in case the ball comes up. So yeah, you can, but you're probably going to lose.
What if all four of you did donuts in front of the net? Then
that is probably the best thing you could do in that video game. If you could convince all people to just do donuts, that would be pretty great. The physics in it are really what makes it. Being able to drive up walls and, like, flip upside down and do little, like, boosts in the air to fly and shit like that. It's the physics, really, that makes it good.
And the chat's mentioning Rocket League is free on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation Plus.
That's true.
I forgot about that.
Yes,
so I should go download that.
Yeah, so you can try it out. It is $20 on Steam. I still recommend it for that price. It's easily worth that price to me. Other than that, I've been playing Terraria, because the hype train is back on that game since 1.3 happened.
Is that why everyone's been playing it suddenly? I was wondering why a bunch of people were playing it again.
They added basically like 800 new items and like a hard mode and a bunch of other different stuff. Also, my cat is saying hi.
Special guest appearance.
No.
Yeah, he's here. So yeah, the hype got me basically interested in trying that game again, and I played a couple hours of it last night. It's really fun.
And so the hype is real.
It's fine. I mean, I didn't play it enough to know what the big changes were anyways. That game is just kind of fun. So I just wasted some time listening to podcasts and music last night while playing that. It was a good time.
Gotta have a podcasting game.
There you go. That's it. That's all I've been playing.
So I've been playing Batman. I'm also continuing with Minish Cap. In fact, I'm on the final boss. But I'm just in this weird mindset of, since it was kind of like my commute game, I can't really do that on the train. And I just don't really want to sit down and spend all that time on the boss, because every time I have some time to sit down, I want to like play Batman or have dinner.
So you probably won't even touch it till after Batman.
Maybe. Like it's always in the back of my head, like just finish it. But the other part of me is like, I'm probably gonna like die a couple times before I get the hold of it, and I'm gonna have to get all my hearts back, and it's such a commitment. But yeah, I'm on the final boss.
Cool.
Minish Cap is good.
Yeah.
Big surprise. I've been playing a free-to-play game on the iPhone called Alphabear.
Alphabear's great, done by the guys who did Tripletown, Spry Fox.
That's exactly who it is.
That's a great game.
Came out just recently. It's pretty good. It's just on the edge of like the stamina is just on the edge of like I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like if you think of like for example, John, when you were playing Pokemon Shuffle, was it?
Yeah.
How it was like, you can only play so many levels, but they're giving you enough free stuff that you can kind of just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And that works the same here too, but they're not giving you like a ton of stuff. They're giving you like just enough for me to play when I want to play. But if you're like really into this, you might kind of run into a wall, because you have to pay to play each level, like pay in-game currency, but you unlock a lot of currency or enough currency to keep going. But anyway, the way Alphabear works is it's a word puzzle game, like a word game, and you will have a tile of a few letters, and you have to spell a word, and then once that happens, like there will be bear icons also on the board, and if you use all the letters on one side of a bear, it'll grow and expand into the letters you just used. And then you can go into the levels with different types of bears to give you like, S's will give you more points and stuff like that. But what's interesting is the letters will only stay on the board for so many turns, and each turn they'll go down. So you kind of want to use the letters that are about to be used up in your words and whatnot. And all the bears are pretty interesting. There's like robot bears and pirate bears and panda bears and all these different bears. So that's pretty cool. Two main issues with it. One, you have to be connected to the internet, and I don't even know why, really.
Really? I didn't know that.
I know, it sucks. Like, I'm on the train, and there's a few spots in the train where we go through tunnels where I don't have the internet, and it wouldn't let me play. Which really sucks, because there isn't much for an online. Which brings me to a second one, the leaderboard. As far as like the main game center leaderboard is concerned, it just tracks how many levels you've completed and not any sort of like high score.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like compete with someone, because it's just like, well, did you play this longer than I did? Oh, so then you're beating me.
Sure.
And if that's the only thing they're tracking for the online, why do I need to be online all the time?
You said they also might have in-game purchases, right? Like for the currency.
Yeah, you can buy.
That's probably why. I think Final Fantasy is the same way too.
But I've definitely played other free-to-play games that have that, and it's just, you couldn't buy stuff if you weren't connected to the internet, but you can still play the game. I can't even open the game if I'm not connected to the internet. So that's a bummer, that really annoyed me, because now I can only really play it like at work or at home, whereas I would have loved to do it on the train, because it's a good one-handed game.
Yeah, for sure.
But apart from that, Alphabear is pretty good. I would recommend people checking it out. Really nice kind of art style, clean. And then, like I said, just enough free in-game currency to keep playing for as much as I do need. And then apart from that, the other game that I just played a couple levels of today was Entwined.
Okay.
which is a PlayStation Plus game. This was this came out last year. It was announced at the E3 last year for PlayStation 4, and it was that like bird and fish thing where it was about like a love story between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing this on Vita, and there's got to be games like it, but I was trying to think of an example of something similar. But it's basically you control both of them with one analog stick, and you're in a tube going forward, and there's just little like pockets of color that you need to move the fish or the bird into, and that they go on they work on, they can only move in their half of the sphere. On the edges,
kind of like Tempest, but not a shooter.
Basically, yeah. In terms of the tube layout, like Tempest, but yeah, not a shooter. You're just trying to line up. If you think of like if Tempest, instead of shooting, you just needed to dodge enemies coming towards you, then it would be then that's what this would be like.
Okay.
It's not outstanding. It seems pretty short, but I'm having enough fun with it to keep playing. When you do go through enough of the correct colors, your bird and fish will combine together and turn into a dragon. But then it turns into this weird like 3D flying zone where you just need to collect a few orbs, and that part just seems kind of silly. But apart from that, the music's nice, and it gets better as the more colors you connect in repetition. So the better you're doing, the better the music goes. So yeah, it's free right now. I think it's on PS4 and Vita for the free, so I'm playing on the Vita.
Cool.
So if you have Plus, it might be worth checking out.
Cool.
And that's all I've been playing. Let's go to the news.
Woo!
Hey, news.
News. All right, I want to go to the big news first.
Okay.
I want to skip it, go to the big news first. Zero Escape 3 was announced.
Yep, it was.
Boom.
It's in production.
Get hyped. Get hyped. I think they've already said they have like 50% of the dialogue already written. And they even brought in the Danganronpa guy to discuss some stuff with.
That's just it? Like, we're going to discuss some things with him.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what it was because I was kind of just reading Twitter. There was some kind of like press briefing about the game, but I know he was brought in for a couple things or whatever. But either way, this is exciting because as far as we knew before, Zero Escape 2 did not make enough money, and 3, the production was like halted on any continuation. But now it's coming, and apparently it's like the top seller of games right now on Amazon. So people are hyped. Where were they when Zero Escape 2 was out? That's exciting for me. It must be because Zero Escape 2 was a PlayStation Plus game. Maybe that brought in a whole bunch of fans. But either way, I am so stoked. Paul, now is the time to play 999.
Along with the 1,000 other fucking games that I need to do. Yes.
Yep.
You and me both, Paul. You and me both.
This is your moment. This is the moment. Okay. These probably don't mean anything, but the E3 Critic Awards came out.
Okay.
We could just go through
this yet.
Yeah, we could probably go through the list.
Sure.
How about have you guys looked at it yet? If not, don't.
Oh,
No.
okay. I haven't read
I just
anything
opened
yet.
it. So you want me to close it?
Yeah, close
Okay.
it. Let's see if you can guess the
Okay.
winners of these categories. Okay.
Sure.
So I'll go through it. What do you think won Best of Show?
Probably Fallout 4.
Yeah, I'm guessing that.
And here's how we can do it. You can either guess, or I can give you the 5 games, and you can pick from there. Maybe we should do that. It'll be a little easier.
Yeah.
Okay. Here are the 5 games that for Best of Show: Fallout 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, the Oculus Touch, Star Wars Battlefront, Uncharted 4.
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Best original game:
Okay.
Abzu, Cuphead, Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last Guardian, and Unravel.
Ooh.
I want to say Cuphead.
I want to say Cuphead, but I think I might say Unraveled.
You're wrong on all fronts, so
Okay.
don't say that. It's Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay, good.
I didn't even hear of that game.
That's
are you
the
talking-
dinosaur
that's
one.
the
That's
cool
the robotic
one.
dinosaur one.
I was at E3. Of course I didn't see anything.
I mean, we
Yeah,
talked
fair
about
enough.
it on this show. Just saying.
Fair enough.
Best console game: Fallout 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, Star Wars Battlefront, Super Mario Maker, Uncharted 4.
I want to say Mario Maker.
Okay.
You know what? Whatever. Mario Maker.
Say the list again. Say the first two again. You know what? Fallout 4.
You're probably right.
Uncharted 4.
What?
Gross. Okay.
Best
No accounting for
handheld / mobile game. Fallout Shelter, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and Zelda Triforce Heroes.
Shelter.
Zelda.
Really?
I think you guys are at like 1 for 5 here.
Wow, man.
Dude, I played Zelda. It wasn't that good.
It doesn't look good at all.
These are what the critics thought. All right?
They're
so
wrong.
maybe you're just out of touch.
You know what? Yeah, but I've
Maybe
known that
you're
for a
in
while
touch
now.
with the kids, but out of touch with the critics.
That's not a bad thing.
Okay. Best PC game.
Okay.
Doom, Fallout 4, Just Cause 3, Star Wars Battlefront, and Rainbow Six Siege.
Shit, that's actually a tough one.
I'm just gonna say Fallout 4.
I want to say Fallout 4, but I'm feeling Just Cause 3.
Well, yeah.
Fallout 4.
Yeah. I think Just Cause 3 will be stable at least. So there's that.
Best hardware / peripheral.
Okay.
The Microsoft HoloLens, the Oculus Rift, Oculus Touch, Project Morpheus, or the Xbox Elite wireless controller.
HoloLens.
Here's the problem. Yeah, the HoloLens had a really good showing, so I'm going to say HoloLens.
Oculus Touch.
Oh my god.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Best action game. Doom, Halo 5, Just Cause 3, Star Wars Battlefront, Rainbow Six Siege.
Just Cause 3.
Star Wars.
Star Wars it is.
Gross.
Best action adventure game. Horizon Zero Dawn, Metal Gear Solid 5, Rise of the Tomb Raider, The Last Guardian, Uncharted 4.
Best action game.
Uncharted 4.
Action / adventure game.
Too many people are like obsessed with Uncharted, so
Yeah, I want to say Tomb Raider, but I think I'm going to go with Uncharted 4.
Which one are you picking? Uncharted 4?
Yeah.
You're both right. Uncharted 4.
yeah, even though Tomb Raider is a better Uncharted.
Best RPG. Dark
Okay.
Souls 3, Fallout 4, Fire Emblem Fates, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, Sword Coast Legends.
See, since you've mentioned that, I almost want to pick that because it's so left field, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it's Fallout 4.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go Fallout 4.
It's Fallout 4. I've
course
never
it
heard
was.
of Sword Coast Legends. Best racing game. Forza Motorsport 6, Need for Speed, Trackmania Turbo.
Oh, weird. You know what? I'm gonna say Need for Speed because I have hope.
I'm going to say the critics would be all over EA, so I'm going to say Need for Speed.
Correct.
Nice. Okay.
Best sports game. I'm sure you guys
There we go. The
know
beautiful
your
game.
sports. The beautiful game. Channel your inner hoop god.
All right.
It looks just like me.
FIFA 16, NHL 16, Madden NFL 16, Pro Evolution Soccer 2016, Rory McIlroy PGA Tour.
I hope it's PGA Tour. I'm going all in PGA Tour.
It's always mad. No, it's always FIFA. It's FIFA.
Yeah.
Pro Evolution.
Evolution.
It's 2,000 points
Yeah.
higher.
Okay.
I'm lying. It's FIFA.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, a couple more. Best family / social game.
Okay.
Disney Infinity 3.0, Guitar Hero Live, Lego Dimensions, Rock Band 4, Super Mario Maker.
Ooh.
Oh.
What a weird category this is.
Yeah. You know
John,
what?
why don't
The
you pick one? I'll pick the other.
All right. Critics have been really weird about some of these things, so trying to think like them, they're probably going to say Lego Dimensions.
Really? Oh, okay. I was just
You
gonna.
think you were thinking Guitar Hero Rock Band?
No, I
Or
was
Mario
thinking
Maker?
Disney because of money
Actually, yeah, I was leaning towards Lego
and also Star
Mario.
Wars.
Okay, so Paul, you're saying Disney.
Yeah,
John, you're
definitely.
saying
I'm gonna stick with Lego.
Okay.
Super Mario Maker.
Oh,
Wow.
thank God. Oh,
Thank
thank
God.
God I'm wrong. Okay, cool. I'm actually happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 more categories. Best online multiplayer. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Halo 5, Star Wars Battlefront, Rainbow Six Siege, and The Division.
Oh,
I'm gonna say Battlefront.
I'm gonna say Division.
Battlefront.
Battlefront. Yeah. Okay.
Best independent game. Abzu, below Cuphead,
Yeah, Cuphead.
No Man's Sky, Watam.
Cuphead.
I want to say Cuphead, but I bet it's No Man's Sky.
It's No Man's Sky.
That's disgusting. That's wrong.
How is it? Like, that's the easiest one. Of course it's No Man's Sky.
They're wrong though, because that looks so much more boring than anything Cuphead is even trying to do graphically, let alone gameplay wise.
I guess we'll find out later this year. Anyway,
somebody said in the chat,
words.
"I'm listening to the three people's opinions I care about." So thank you for that.
Wow,
they are right.
All right. This next story, this is actually probably like the biggest news.
Yeah, for sure.
A Nintendo PlayStation was found.
Yeah,
yeah.
That
Holy
was cool.
cow!
Some dude's dad found it in his attic.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a power supply for it. He was saying he has a disc and a cartridge. He doesn't know what's on them because he has no power supply. How much do you guys know about this? We should run down what the Nintendo PlayStation is for people who don't know.
All right. So for those who didn't know, way back in the Super Nintendo era,
in the 90s,
and Nintendo was going to work with Sony to actually like make a CD-based add-on for the Super Nintendo called the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Sony did some work on the Super Nintendo already. They already made the sound chip for it for the original Super Nintendo. But Nintendo kind of betrayed them and made the CDI. They partnered with Philips for the CDI, which we all know was a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And Sony got upset and made their own console, and that's how the PlayStation line of consoles was created.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Yeah, because there was two companies who were actually doing CD stuff, and it was Sony and CDI isn't the company, right? That's the platform.
Yeah, Philips is the company.
Philips, there you go. And Philips, they were the other two, and so Nintendo actually ended up working with both of them, and that's how those horrible Nintendo games showed up on the CDI. But yeah, no, this thing got really close, and I guess they came to prototypes, like logos were made. You can see a controller. It looks like a SNES controller with a PlayStation logo on it.
Yeah.
But could you just imagine what 2015 would have looked like if the Nintendo PlayStation had come out?
It would have been crazy.
And this Nintendo PlayStation was basically going to be like what the Genesis with the
Sega CD.
It was going to be like what the Sega CD was, like basically an add-on if you already had a Super Nintendo.
Right.
How much do you think this thing is worth?
A lot.
I can't even guess the number, honestly.
Here's the funny thing. Engadget showed pictures of it to the president of Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide, so Shuhei Yoshida.
Yeah.
And he smiled and he recognized it, but he wouldn't officially confirm if that was the PlayStation just to keep the mystery alive.
I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah. I think that's kind of cool. I'm like, fuck, are you serious? So I'm curious if this guy finds some way to actually power that thing. What is actually on that cart and that disc? I'm legit curious about that.
All the other prototypes were destroyed, apparently.
I mean, those games could be other prototype games, like that maybe never came out. Like,
yeah, I'm talking about the system. I'm reading another story here. 200 prototypes were made, and they were all apparently destroyed except for this one that this dude squirreled away in his attic.
And I think he was saying he doesn't even remember how he got it or whatever.
That's great.
You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb here. The cartridge is a copy of StarCraft Ghost, and the disc is the real Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh my god! Game. This is the rarest thing ever.
It is. This is actually. Hang on. Let's break this down. This is Frog Fractions 2. Right? It has to be, right?
You know, one of these days we should just probably get Jim Crawford in on Top Down Perspective and grill him about everything to see if we can actually find out what Frog Fractions 2 is.
There's no way he'll tell us, for one thing.
Yeah, it's true.
But I was thinking more about that. And, like, how amazing would it be if The Last Guardian was actually Frog Fractions 2? Like, that story would go down in history. We would never forget that. That would be the funniest thing I could think of.
It would make sense. Honestly,
like if all we've seen of the gameplay is it, and then the next scene is just you trying to capture bugs with your tongue and then riding a dragon out of the screen.
that would be great. They only show the one part that they kept from like the prototype years ago. Everything else is completely different for that game.
The guy, someone, Tenmar in the chat says, I'm talking the wrong generation. StarCraft Ghost was in 2004. He's right. Of course, StarCraft Ghost isn't on that disc. What was I thinking? Thank you.
Tenmar, that's the joke, because StarCraft wasn't even out.
But anyway, yeah, StarCraft Ghost. And actually, no, wrapping it up, Nintendo PlayStation. That's the thing. You can see pictures of it if you want on the internet now.
Crazy.
I'm curious to see, like, I think archivists got to get their hands on that. I don't want it to fall apart.
I agree.
Like,
it belongs in a museum.
Yeah,
it does. It belongs in John's museum.
Yeah. No, don't give it to me, because I will try to turn that thing on and I will break it in the process. I do not want the guilt of that.
When he was mentioning like I'll just find a power supply for it. It's like no, don't short it out. What are you doing? That needs, but like, and what's also really cool about it is it's even yellowing like the old school Nintendo systems do. So hopefully it's not. Hopefully this is real. That's the main thing. Is hopefully this is real, and hopefully the right people get their hands on it to properly preserve it. So I'm excited to see what comes from it. We all know that the Xbox One is getting 360 backwards compatibility. Criterion put a tweet out earlier this week, and let me get the actual tweet up on my screen. That's the wrong news story. Okay, they said, yes, we are talking to Microsoft about making Xbox 360 Burnout Paradise available on Xbox One via backwards compatibility. More news soon. So I'm now stoked for this backwards compatibility because they have the best game of that generation coming on. Hopefully. They're talking about doing it. There was people wondered if they're going to even continue those servers, but those servers are still active, and that's the best game.
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
It's on a list.
I'm just excited about that. So,
yeah, it's real cool.
Yeah. The Behemoth came out. Game 4 is called Pit People.
Yep.
There you go. That's the game.
Game still looks good.
I'm not going to describe the schedule, but the EVO 2015 schedule is up if people wanted to look it up because they're excited for EVO.
All right, what games are you... Oh my god. Yeah, never mind. I can see why you're not describing this.
Well, also because it's an image. I'm not gonna draw like painted word picture of an image. That's basically a chart. But just in case people didn't know that that's a thing they can see now, that is a thing. There's been rumors that Zombie U was going to get ported to the PS4 and 360, and it has now shown up and been rated for the PS4 and 360 in Taiwan. One. Sorry, Xbox One. You're right. In Taiwan, under the name Zombie. So it's looking pretty official. Zombie U is coming to the other two platforms.
I'm okay with that.
And the last story I have here is that Mighty Number 9 is getting a film in production. That's weird.
They already said they were doing an anime, so maybe it's just the continuation of that.
Have they done the anime? Is it out?
No.
Is anything Number 9 out?
The game comes out in September.
Okay. Yeah, I got a film. You excited?
No.
What if the game tanks?
Did you hear about the debacle about the second Kickstarter Inafune tried to do?
This about Mega Man Legends thing?
The spiritual successor to Mega Man Legends, yeah.
I heard a bit. Why don't you run us through it?
All right, so I don't know the full details on it, but essentially they just threw up another Kickstarter about Red Sun or something like that. I can't remember what the heck it was called.
Something with red, yeah.
Yeah, but basically they put up a Kickstarter for a game that plays like Mega Man Legends, and also I forget it was an anime or a feature film. So it was a Kickstarter for both, but they didn't have anything to show for it.
I need to look this up because I remember the goals being really crazy.
Yeah.
I wish I had the name though. Hang on. Someone in the chat, tell me the name. Red Ash. There we go.
Red Ash. Yeah.
Let me find these rewards because they were ridiculous when I was hearing about them. This is great radio. Come on, stretch rewards. Character.
I mean, meanwhile, it's like halfway to its goal. So it's still going to exist. It's just not going to exist to the same strength that Mighty Number 9 had.
Is that what Kamiya was having a hissy fit about or whatever?
Probably.
Did you see that?
No.
That was great. Okay, so you know how he is on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm. Very angry man.
He basically just like was saying how Inafune is not a creator. Like he just straight up said something exactly like that, and it's like he's a great businessman, but like he doesn't create things, he just sells them or something like. And people were just freaking the fuck out about it. But I thought it was great. That guy does not have a filter.
Oh no, that's the best thing about him, dude.
It was something like, if you hit this certain goal, we're going to make like a teaser for anime. Like part of an episode. And
that's gross.
Yeah, and if we hit this goal, we'll make like 2 episodes. And it was just like this really weird thing. Their goal's also like really low. It's only 800,000.
It says their stretch goal 800,000. Red Ash, the Cal Kanon incident, episodes 1 to 3. And then there's an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, I was hearing like even smaller than that. Now, wait, hang on. Is the Calcon incident the game? Because when I go to the asterisk, it says the actual order of areas unlocked may change. So that makes me think that's the game. It's an episodic game?
With the initial goal we currently have set, we anticipate no more than half the story of the Cal Kanon incident being told. We've set up stretch goals with an initial focus on completing the story we want to tell. As the project clears more stretch goals, the amount of story, scenes, and playable locations will increase. Once the story has been completely fleshed out, we're planning a number of modes that will allow players to enjoy the game in new ways. Of course, that's not to say that reaching the minimum goal will be an incomplete game. It won't be the full story we want to tell, but we promise it'll still be a game you'll never forget. Also, I want to make it clear that these episodes, which are included in the stretch goals, are not going to be DLC releases. The idea is that these would be episodes that would add more content to the Cal Kanon incident, which I guess is the game.
Okay. Anyway, I can't find the main thing I was looking for, but yeah, it's a little under halfway to its goal.
Which is like,
are you excited like you are for Mighty Number 9?
In comparison to Mighty Number 9. Mighty Number 9 hit its goal in like a day.
Yeah.
So this is.
Why do you think that is? Are people just not interested in Mega Man Legends gameplay?
I think it's partly that, partly just the way they introduced this to like no fanfare. The fact that Mighty Number 9's not out yet, and the fact
I'm assuming that's a big one.
Yeah.
And the fact that like so many other Japanese developers and like even older developers, even like with Rare people, have done major Kickstarters lately. I think people are starting to get fatigued from it.
Save Shenmue.
Yeah, like that too. That one set off a lot of like red flags.
It's gross, man. It's scary. I don't know about that one.
What's the Save Shenmue?
Oh, the Shenmue 3 Kickstarter.
Yeah. That
just the Kickstarter itself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Also,
all the weird things about that.
Also, Wayward's right. How this started on Twitter is that he said that Mighty Number 9 is just a copy of Rockman or whatever, and people started just throwing back Bayonetta is just a copy of DMC. He's like, I created DMC. What are you talking about? And yeah, it was a thing. You should look it up at some point if you can.
That's funny. That's funny they bring that up because they don't realize that Mega Man 1 was not created by Inafune. He was just the artist.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway,
he just took over.
Oh boy, did he ever! He's done a good job, though.
You know what? I enjoy the Mega Man games.
Yeah,
so.
of course.
Let's move on to questions.
Sure.
topdownperspective@gmail.com is the email address where you can send questions in. You can also do it on Twitter @TDP Podcast, and there's the Facebook group, facebook.com/topdownperspective.
Nice. Okay, first thing comes in from Cool for Ninja Cat, as this person prefers to be named. 2 things. 1, after the last podcast, I went and found the tabletop down perspective videos on John's livestream channel. I found it amusing because toward the beginning of that stream, Sean was telling the gathered tabletoppers he couldn't believe none of them had seen Monster University. And toward the beginning of last podcast, he was telling Paul he should watch Monster University. All right.
I mean, it's a great movie.
That's great that both of those...
A lot of people were putting out, like, rank all the Pixar movies lists this last week.
Probably
People
'cause
don't
Inside
like
Out.
Bug's Life.
No, I think that's their least liked film.
Well,
Next to, like,
except for
Cars.
Cars,
Yeah.
right.
And also, it turns out lots of people don't like Brave. I like Brave.
Yeah, I was
I own
okay with Brave.
I don't know. I
I
never saw
remember
it.
liking A Bug's Life, but people
I never
seem to
saw.
not
I
like
never
either
saw
of those.
Bug's Life. Never saw Brave.
Okay.
You should see all the Pixar movies.
How was Inside Out, by the way?
I liked Inside Out quite a bit. Yeah,
A lot of people have been like heaping praise on that movie. So
it's really good. Then again, I like a lot of Pixar movies, so I think you should always go see the Pixar movies. They're important.
I mean, it's got Louis Black in it, which is kind of a sell for me right there. So
It's a fun movie. I will say though, however, San Francisco is in no way that clean. I saw no homeless people or literal human feces in that movie. That is not San Francisco.
Damn. Second part of the question during the last podcast, someone asked about skins for John's Wii Mini. I think for the museum, John should get all the Wii Mini skins and make a section of the museum a shrine where his Wii Mini stands glowing in its redness, surrounded by an army of phantom Wii Mini skins. What do you guys think?
Right.
Okay.
John, you weren't here last week, but someone sent in this great maple leaf skin.
Yeah.
And then they sent a link to where they found it, and we found all these incredible skins. And I gotta put them in the chat again.
Yeah.
For John and for you, because these are just like top tier.
Yeah, top tier is, I think, the tier I would choose for most of these, especially that leopard print one. Oh man,
The leopard print one's real good. I'm trying to find
you're
them.
clearly selling me on these right now.
oh
Hang
man.
on. Where is the link?
Wouldn't it just be down at the?
There was a whole bunch of links sent in, so I'm just trying to find the correct one. And I can't. Paul, can you find it?
I can take a look. Yeah, while we continue moving on, maybe.
Wow, you guys are
here we
bad
go.
at it. I've already
I
found it.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So go to that link. We'll put it in the chat again for people who maybe weren't here
The
last
Canadian flag one. There you go.
week. You need to scroll down to those other ones. Specifically,
Keep calm and carry
go
on.
to view all artwork.
Dark rosewood, blue, pink houndstooth, digital orange camo, keep calm zombies, a football.
Anyway, I'm gonna go on to the next question because we spent a lot of time last week looking at these, and we don't need to do that again.
Dude, these are terrible.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good.
Some of them
you shut your mouth. They're so good.
Some of them are actually kind of cool.
yeah, there are some legit good ones here.
Yeah.
All right, this next one's from the Great B Man. He says, "Hello again. First off, before I move ahead with the question of the week, I thought you guys might enjoy another thrilling episode of Best Worst Gifter Dad."
Yes.
I know. I'm so excited.
Okay.
This week's episode is about E3 and is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Of
Note the
course.
following segment was slightly adjusted for drama. All right, here we go. In the midst of the buzz of E3 2015, having finished watching the various press conferences, it was time to start reading impressions from some of my favorite journalists / YouTubers. Suddenly, like the sound of a wasp, I hear the familiar buzz of my phone ringing. A text message, I presumed? Upon looking down at my smartphone device, I opened up my messages, and the message I received made me do a double take. "How are you enjoying E3? From Dad." I was stunned. I don't recall ever even mentioning the Electronic Entertainment Expo to any of my immediate family members, least of all my father. Perhaps my half-siblings had mentioned it to him. Regardless, I felt my eyes and mind light up. Could this be the bonding opportunity I've been waiting for nearly 30 years? Perhaps we could discuss how great it is that Xbox One is getting backwards compatibility. Or maybe I can tell him how I welled up with glee upon seeing that The Last Guardian was still alive. Or perhaps I should keep it within 2015 and discuss why I feel Super Mario Maker might be a big contender for my Game of the Year. "It's been great thus far," I replied. I looked at my device with anticipation, wondering what he might say after. I clutched my smartphone tightly within my palms. Finally, a response. "What did dear old Dad want to talk about in regards to E3? So what do you think of that Wii U Animal Crossing board game?"
So good.
A sudden thud was the next thing I could recall. My smartphone slipped out of my grasp and hit the floor, though thankfully no damage was done to the device. I felt a sharp twang pierce in my heart, and the last thing I could remember is slowly falling into a fetal position, sobbing to myself, knowing this was too good to be true. Of all the games he was excited for, he chose the one that is second most disliked on Nintendo's YouTube channel, beaten only by the universally loathed Metroid Prime Federation Force. As quickly as he lifted my hopes, my father dashed them in record time. My only hope is that he doesn't decide this would be a great next gift of his, considering it's a free-to-play title.
That's a great story. Pretty good.
Wait, was that confirmed to be free-to-play? I've never heard that.
I haven't heard that either. But maybe I missed it.
It's got like an actual disc release, I thought.
Maybe it's just a download. I don't know.
No, like I thought it had an actual disc release. Like I've seen pictures of an actual case for it.
Regardless, thank you for writing in with the awful dad gifts.
Yeah,
we're always excited for
those stories are so good.
Or any of your family members, if you have a humorous story of a terrible game gift, please send it in and we'll read it on the air.
Yeah, they're so good.
Second part of his email. Now that my little story is out of the way, let's move on to the question. Last week's podcast discussed a spoiler podcast, and it brought something to mind. I am very bad at avoiding spoilers, as in I am so weak-willed. Sorry. As in I am so weak-willed, I actually go out of my way to look them up before finishing a game. This is especially true of very long RPGs, where I really want to know what happens at the end. It's a terrible habit that I should break, but I'm curious if any of you are as weak-willed as I am. Do you find yourselves heading to online discussions purposefully, trying to find out what happens before you are done? If not, what kind of restrictions, if any, do you hold to yourself to resist the temptation of spoilers?
I don't care about spoilers.
I don't really ever.
I don't either. My only time I've seen spoilers is when I'm trying to look up something else and someone just blatantly spoils it when I'm looking at something else.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty good. I don't even get a lot of like Twitter chatter about it. And at some points, if I'm super excited, I'll like stop watching trailers.
Yeah.
As well. So I guess I'm pretty strong-willed in that case.
Yeah.
By this.
There was a point when I was watching Walking Dead a couple seasons ago where every Sunday I would shut off my phone and like not go on the computer because Twitter would just explode with spoilers.
Dude,
right, get it early or something.
I had something happen. So my dad like had a kidney stone problem recently, so I went to go visit him. And while I was there, I had a bit of downtime, so I popped on Twitter because I'm like, oh right, there was like one of the E3 press conferences was going on. Let's see what's going on with there. And someone on my Twitter feed who doesn't talk about Game of Thrones posted a gigantic Game of Thrones spoiler.
Oh, okay.
And like for the end of the season.
I'm guessing somebody dies. Like,
yeah.
Probably.
Well, don't say what it is.
No, I know, but like Game of Thrones.
I mean, it's Game of Thrones. That's the accepted
somebody
thing.
dies, but he probably spoiled who.
They spoiled who
okay.
for the end of like this season.
Oh, it was recent, like a recent thing then.
Yeah, as in like less than a month ago, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
like,
wow!
Because it was in the middle of like all this Bethesda talk of like Fallout 4. It was like Fallout 4, Fallout 4, Doom, Game of Thrones spoiler.
Wow!
Fallout 4, Doom. And like I said, this is someone who doesn't spoil anything like that. So I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Was he just trolling?
No, it was true. Like I watched the actual episode the next day because I have to wait a day and watch it with my girlfriend.
Yeah,
and it happened.
Were you pissed?
And yeah, kinda. But what was worse was the guy was like not even remotely remorseful about it. Like he said, like 5 minutes later, he was just like, "I don't care if you felt I spoiled it for you. I don't care."
Some people are just jerks.
Was he just being a dick?
Some people just want to watch the world.
He was just being a dick.
You know, there's a time and place to be a dick. Don't do it where like a bunch of people like just fuck off. Go to your bedroom and yell in a pillow or something. Like, don't do stuff like that in a public forum. That's really classless. It's really bad.
I guess going back to his example of like looking up the endings, the only time I'll do that is if I've like committed myself, like I'm just not going to be finishing this, but I kind of want to see where it was going to go.
Sure.
And I don't have the time to get there, so I need to move on. What's the ending?
Yeah,
I've done that before.
Me with The Evil Within. I played it, I was like, fuck this, and I watched a bunch of other gameplay of it, because I didn't want to play that anymore.
Sure. I would almost recommend that for like Asura's Wrath if for whatever reason you can't play that game, which you should. It's great. You could probably watch a Let's Play of it and get 95% of what you need.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Who's got this?
Andy writes in, what's your most played game on Steam? How many hours have you played thus far? Was browsing through my library in Steam the other night and realized I had 2,368 hours on Team Fortress 2. Spart, I know you're listening to this. You might be in the chat. He beat you, buddy. You're not the craziest person anymore. The sad part is that isn't even my most played game. Final Fantasy XIV sitting at a massive 3,486 hours.
Jesus.
You're right. That's more depressing.
I'm sorry to hear all this, man. I'm so sorry.
Is there a way to like quickly look up like rank them based on how?
Go to your profile.
Yeah, I know what mine is. I know mine is Payday 2. I'm just trying to figure out how much.
How do you see the one that's at most?
You should be able to just go profile, click on the one that says how many your all games sort of thing, and it'll go in order for how much you played it. Dota 2 with 274 hours, Payday 2 with 209 hours, and then it goes down by a few hours here and there.
Mine's just showing recent activity.
So you should go to the games owned. I'm just making sure I'm doing this correct.
Oh, hang on. Click games.
Yeah, I got games.
Oh, wow. So Payday 2, 347 hours on record.
Mm-hmm.
Then Cloudberry Kingdom at 41 hours, and that was for a tournament. And then 26 hours with a game development app, 23 with Isaac, and it just keeps going lower from there.
Yeah, it goes down by a couple hours here and there after the 200 hours.
Okay, mine's not that much. Keep in mind, though, most of my gaming is not done on the PC, but mine's Risk of Rain with 38 hours.
Yeah, it is. Woo! I have 60 hours in that game.
What's your highest, Paul?
My highest is on Steam. It's Dota 2. In real life, it's WoW. It's World of Warcraft. There's not even a question.
In my highest, it's like we've talked about this before, but it's probably something like Melee or something like that I just don't have the clock for.
Sure.
Yeah, it's probably Brawl or Worms Armageddon for me. I know.
Worms is great.
Dude,
okay.
I played Worms for years. Bomberman would also be up there, too.
Shane writes, I see the new overlay. Are you guys planning on having guests?
This is actually an old overlay because the normal overlay was deleted in the great wipe of my hard drive.
Didn't you put them online?
I did. I just didn't download it because there's like 4 or 5 parts to that overlay. This is just one.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just easier to set up on the fly. We've planned to have guests before. It's just kind of a thing we don't push, though. So, maybe one day. And you'll never see it coming. What do you think about that? Yeah, exactly. Bruce writes in, what are some of your favorite obscure music tracks? One of my favorite obscure tracks is called The Taste of Flesh from this old PC game, Hunter Hunted.
I actually just saw the band Hunter Hunted live like 2 months ago. Just putting that out there.
Oh, yeah?
Anyway.
You liked them before they were in that old game?
No, I'm sure they have nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
What came to mind immediately for me was that weird whistling song from Deadly Premonition.
Sure, yeah.
I've got a weirdly obscure one. The original demo for a game called Scrapland had this really sweet song in it that apparently someone snuck into the demo because they re-released the demo without that song, and that song wasn't in the actual game. But the song itself was really catchy, so I still have it on my iPod.
All right, you win.
Boom.
What is that?
I did.
What is that? That song from Sonic R. I remember John.
Everybody Supersonic Racing.
Yeah.
Is that obscure though? That's great.
That's not obscure.
Yeah.
That was the first time I had heard it. Other than that, I can't think of anything. Nothing else is jumping in my head. But just the music in Deadly Premonition, it's all obscure. Oh, there's an amazing part, but I can't say what happens because it's a spoiler, and I don't even want to say the music track that happens because when it does happen in this moment, it's like magical almost. But there's a part late game in Deadly Premonition where you start playing as a different character just for this one chapter, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, and it's really good. If anyone's played the game, they'll know they might know what I'm talking about. I'm being super vague, but hopefully they do. But anyway, that was really good. Another one that just jumped out to me was Metal Gear Rising, when you're fighting whatever like the octopus lady person was, and there's like the full moon in the background, and then this crazy like almost sounds like an anime theme song just starts playing while you're fighting. That was ridiculous too, but that was also great. There's my answer. Is that it for you guys?
Yeah. Like probably a track on some Newgrounds fucking Flash game that I don't even remember the name of at some point. I don't know. Who cares? I don't
All
know.
right. Then if people want to send in questions for next week, once again, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, or facebook.com/topdownperspective. Or if you want to send in weird gift games from non-game playing parents, always send that in too. Those are great stories.
Yeah, send in stories, man. That's great. It's so good. I love them. Oh my god.
Paul
you know
loves
what?
them.
You don't even need to send. Just like tweet me. Just tweet me stuff about your life, man. Let
just
me
talk
in.
to Paul. Someone talk to Paul.
I love the stories. They're so good.
They
have to be funny though. I will block you if you're not funny.
What are your guys' games of the week?
Batman.
Rocket League.
Mine's Batman. Batman's so good. I just love being Batman. I'm gonna go probably be more.
Honestly,
Batman.
being Batman is the best part of all of those games, just in general.
For all the complaints I have about Arkham Knight, it's still good.
Yeah, I think it's great.
But you haven't played Rocket League, dog. You don't know.
All right, that's gonna do it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Some of us will be back next week.
Possibly, we'll figure it out.
We'll see what happens.